So it looks like Holly Willoughby could be leaving this morning now. Mrs. Holly Willoughby has deleted mentions of ITV and This Morning from Instagram. And not only that, but yesterday, Holly Willoughby ads have been removed from the stores in Marks and Spencer. So it looks like Holly Willoughby won't be returning to This Morning. There was a article a couple hours ago that said Holly Willoughby will make return to This Morning as she has nothing to hide. No, I don't believe that. But now it's not just removing her mentions of of This Morning on her social medias. She did that with Philip Schofield a few weeks ago, and then look what happened there. Friendship, whatever, 16, 17-year friendship over. But now she is removing mentions of ITV. So, does it look like now that Holly Willoughby, many people would say, or probably have thought that she won't end up making a return to This Morning, but could that be her done now? No longer working for ITV? I thought maybe that, my feeling is that Holly will survive this, Yes, she might not return to This Morning. She might not end up still working for ITV, having a contract with ITV. But she could still do stuff. She could go to BBC, do something with Channel 4 even, or Channel 5. I know Channel 4 or Channel 5 would be the downgrade for Holly, but at least it's something. But now, with these stories now removing her mentions of This Morning ITV, that would probably tell you that she won't be returning to the show. But with the stuff with Holly, that vague, very vague Instagram story post that she had on Saturday, and Eamon Holmes was saying that, they do this, they know what they're doing, Phil and Holly, when they post these Instagram stories. They're only up for 24 hours, and then if the stories change, then they can change their story. But the thing is, though, with the internet, with social media, there's always a record. It's not that difficult to take a screenshot. But the thing is, with that post with Holly, it was fairly vague. Holly didn't make it clear that, I asked him about this, about the affair, She didn't even have to give a specific date or even a specific month, but she could have just said the year, whether it be 2018, or 2019. But it was vague, that message, and it was obviously vague. It was vague on purpose. And now, with all the stuff happening, there's the big parliamentary committee that they will quiz the ITV bosses about the handling this scandal. It's not looking good. So I don't know if maybe Holly's seen this. Her team are scared. They're starting to they're really starting to be scared here over this, and then they think, God, we better, like a rat getting off the sinking ship is what I'm getting at. But the thing is with Holly Willoughby, there's the photo. There's a photo here. This is the blurred out face is the photo of the runner, the kid that Phil had an affair with, and it looks like Phil is looking at him actually at an award show. At the right, you have that's Martin Frizzell, the editor of This Morning, and he looks like a bundle of laughs, does he? He'd be great on a night out, huh? But the stuff, according to I've done video on this before, but according to Byline Investigations, this was he was part of the deal. Frizzell, Victoria Newton, the Sun editor, Phil's PR crisis management team, and they had brokered the deal that Phil was going to come out gay, and then a day later he was going to do a tell-all with the Sun. That was the deal, because the Sun had the dirt, had the story. They'd threatened to Phil they were going to expose it, and then that's why out of nowhere, it was a Friday of all days, he wasn't supposed to be on the show, and This Morning Ruth and Eamon were doing the presenting. They did the big reveal, the big coming out. He was forced into it, he lied. But obviously Phil has lied about a few things. But the thing is with this photograph here, this was the kid that Phil had an affair with. On the right, approaching Holly Willoughby. And there's a few photos you'll find online. This, he approached Holly Willoughby at the NTA Awards, and the NTA Awards was 10 days before Phil revealed that he came out publicly on the sofa this morning. So he was drunk. He confronted Holly Willoughby. I guess at that point he confronted him, declared his undying, love for Phil. I think at that moment he had kind of cornered her. She wanted to be anywhere but there with the kid confronting her. But the thing is, though, she claims that this was the thing. Always remember this. She said that she had known for a while that Philip Schofield was gay. That he's gay. He had told her this a while before, that he came out publicly. But the thing is, though, this is just 10 days before he came out publicly on this morning, February 7th, mind you. There's the photo there, just shortly after the McGreevy kid was escorted away. There's a VIP area, the NTA Awards. Philip's there vaping, and then his wife is right behind him, Stephanie. So the questions have to be, well, number one, Holly said she knew for a while that Phil had been gay. So when exactly did she know? When did he tell her? Number two, did she, what date? When was the date of that she confronted him about this affair and that he had denied it to her? And then also, you've got Phil there, who had said he came out as gay, but then, his wife's there with him at the NTA Awards. So is this just a thing where she tags along like they're still just friends? They haven't, or at this point, are they still together? And the poor wife, Stephanie, doesn't know about Phil and the affair that he had with this young runner. So there's a few questions there. So it doesn't look good. For I wouldn't. I mean, obviously, it doesn't look good for Philip Schofield, but it doesn't. I wouldn't say it looks good for Holly Willoughby either. And this is the stuff now with M&S pulling her ads. She's now removing mentions of ITV in This Morning, and then you've got the big grilling next week, the parliamentary committee that they'll quiz the broadcaster. So it's not looking good at all. So it's not going to look good at all if they catch out Holly Willoughby in a lie, right? Miss Goody Two Shoes getting caught out lying. But she must have, she obviously, she had known for a while, right? But she might have just known for 10 days that I guess now, all of a sudden Philip Schofield's gay. But she's saying that she had known for a while. So at that point, what had happened? But it's all out there that Phil had done this, documentary, round the world thing. His wife was there with him, and this is around the time that this is when the affair had already commenced with the kid. So obviously Phil has told lies, but then the question I have is, Holly Willoughby, has she been lying? She claims she confronted him about it, and he denied it. That could just be a straight up lie. But at the same time, it's quite vague. You know what I mean? But she must have, even if she didn't actually know, she must have had an idea. And obviously a lot of people had an idea on the show, that's one thing with Eamon Holmes. He's doing these tele interviews now with Dan Wooten. But Eamon Holmes, it was known as Playtime on Thursday. Playtime, that's what was always known when Phil and the kid would go out. I guess go to these swanky London restaurants where it's £130 a bottle of wine for wine. So it doesn't look good for Holly Willoughby. It looks like very well that she could be leaving the show. She knows a lot. There's a lot more that she knows a lot more about this story. There's other people who know a lot more though. You got your people like the Sun, Dan Wooten, Victoria Newton. It looks like though that obviously there's that problem there that they're grilling the ITV bosses. Dan Wooten, he really has it in for them. And I suppose Eamon Holmes as well, because maybe you could say it's sour grapes, they've let them go. But with this grilling and them, obviously these rumours that they paid him off, the ITV bosses, but the ITV bosses are repeatedly denying it, it's not looking good. And it will be interesting to see what happens at this when the MPs grill them next week. I don't know if they'd be able to lie and get away with lying, but they could dance around the questions though and not exactly tell reveal the truth. But those are my thoughts today, guys, on that. Doesn't look good for Holly Willoughby. Looks like she'll be probably leaving this morning. And yeah, it just keeps going on and on. This story isn't going away yet.